Hi everyone, here's the practice test for chapter 11. For some of this, I'm going to fly through it. Some problems I'm going to show you how to reuse your calculator again, and other times I'm just going to say, and then you type into the calculator and you get this answer. So hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions about how to use your calculator in any way, let me know in class tomorrow and we'll go over it. So problem 1, solve the system using substitution or elimination. If it's your choice, I look at this problem, I see I want to solve it by elimination, and it's pretty easy. If I just add these two equations, the y's are going to cancel, so x minus 3x is negative 2x, the y's cancel, equals negative 14. Divide both sides by negative 2, I get x equals 7. Once I get that, I'm going to plug x back into the first one, so I have 7 plus 3y equals 1. Or 3y equals negative 6. That means y equals negative 2. Simple, easy, moving on. Adding matrices. Here, we need to have same row and columns in order to add them. So it's simple as matching 1 plus negative 2, which is negative 1, 2 plus negative 3, which is negative 1, 4 plus 1, 5, negative 2 plus 4, 2, negative 3 minus 5, negative 8, and negative 1 plus 3, which is 2. Next one. Simplify. So we need to distribute the numbers, and then we're going to subtract them. So if I distribute that 4 to each one of these, I get 4, 12, 8, 48, 12, and negative 4. And then we're going to be subtracting, distribute that 2 to each. 2, 0, 6, 0, negative 6, negative 2. Now that I've distributed these numbers, let's get that on the screen, I'm just going to subtract these. So by subtracting, I get 2, 12, 2, 48, 18, negative 2. So if I ask you to simplify, I want you to show these steps. Next up, multiply by hand. I have a 3 by 3, and I have a 3 by 2. So my result's going to be a 3 by 2. So if we did this, we're going to take first row, first column. So I have 1 times 2 plus 0 minus 2. So 2 minus 2, which is 0. Then I do first row, second column. So I do negative 4 plus 0 plus 0. So I get negative 4. Next row, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 plus 0. 4 minus 1 is 3. Then I do the next one. Negative 8 plus 1 plus 0, which is negative 7. Third row, first column. I do negative 2 minus 2, which is negative 4, plus 6, which is 2. And then negative times the negative, so 4 plus 2 plus 0, which is 6. Find the determinant by hand. So finding a 3 by 3, I rewrite the first two columns, and then I go down the diagonal. I do 4 times 2 times negative 1, so 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. 3 times 5 times negative 1, so minus 15. And 10 times 0 times 1, which is 0. That gives me my down diagonal. And then I write subtraction. And I'm going to subtract the up diagonal. Negative 1, 2, and 10 is negative 20. 1 times 5 times 4 is positive 20. And negative 1 times 0 times 3 is 0. So these 20s cancel out, which leaves me with just an answer of negative 23. Let's flip it over. So to set up something like Cramer's rule, if we look at number 6, we want to find 4 things because we want to know x is dx over d, y is dy over d, and z is dz over d. Let's get those on screen. So our d determinant is just our coefficients of our variables, which would be 2, 1, -1, -1, 2, 4, and 1, -2, -3. Let's set up the rest, and then we'll show how we type that into our calculator. So our dx determinant is, we replace the x column with our answers. So 3 going down, 3, -3, 4, then the rest is the same, 1, 2, -2, -1, 4, -3. Our dy, we write our x column, replace the y column going down with our answer column. So 3, -3, 4, and our z stay the same. And then our dz, the x stays the same, the y stays the same, the z gets the answer column. So the z gets replaced. So if we go to our calculator, let's see if this shows up nicely on our screen. There we go. To get to a determinant, you hit the menu button, then you go to number 7, and then you go to the third option, which is determinant. So we want a determinant of, hit the button next to number 9. We want a 3 by 3, and we're going to type in our d determinant. So 2, 1, -1, -1, 2, 4, and 1, -2, -3. Double check that that's typed in right. We hit enter, we get 5. If I want to rewrite that answer, I just go up to that answer and I hit enter. Now I can edit any one of those tables. So if I do this for dx, dy, and dz, I get dx to be 15, dy to be -10, and dz to be 5. So I have d is 5, dx is 15, -10, and 5. That means x would be 15 over 5, so x is 3. Y would be -10 over 5, which is -2. And z would be 5 over 5, which is 1. So that's the type of work that I expect you guys to do for that type of problem. Next up, find the inverse of the matrix, and I should say using reduced row echelon form setup. If I give you a 2 by 2 on the test, I expect you guys to be able to do it by hand. For a 3 by 3, I want to see this setup. So 2, 0, -1, 3, 1, 4, 1, -4, -2. Then we're going to write in our reduced row echelon form. So we're going to write in our identity. And once we get that, and we have our matrix written in there, we're going to go back to our calculator. Zoom in just a little bit. If I hit menu, go back to 7, which is our matrix option, and I go to 5, we have reduced row echelon form. Then I'm going to type in a 3 by 6 matrix, and I'm going to type this in. So 2, 3, 1, 1, 0, 0. Then go over. 0, 1, -4. 0, 1, 0. And then -1, 4, -2, 0, 1. Now here's my answer. I have the identity on the left and my inverse matrix on the right. They can come out to be fractional, so that's going to be my answer. So the way I would write that is, zoom back out, I would say A inverse is my 3 by 3, so 14 over 41, 4 over 41, and 1 over 41. That's the x column. The y column is 10 over 41, negative 3 over 41, negative 11 over 41. That's my y column. And then negative 13, 41, 8 over 41, and 2 over 41. For a 3 by 3, in order to check, we'd have to multiply this by the original matrix. We'd get the identity back out. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to ask this part on the test. So we're going to leave it as that. Last question. Solving a system of equations. The three things that I asked you to do using inverses. Write A times B equals C. Then write B equals A inverse times C. The last bit, give me the setup. So A, 4, 5, negative 2, 7, negative 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. That's my A. My B is going to be my variables, so X, Y, Z. And my C is going to be negative 14, 42, and 28. Once I get that, that's my setup. I'm going to jump straight to my calculator. So how do I type that in? So from here, I say, let's just go straight to my calculator. Get that back on screen. Let's go back all the way down. So I want a 3 by 3. Zoom in. Menu. 3 by 3. 4, 5, negative 2. 7, negative 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. Then I hit the arrow. I want negative 1. I hit times. Then I want a 3 by 1. So I type negative 14, 42, 28. There's my solution set. So what I'm going to answer for this is B equals, and then I'm going to put my variables, X, Y, Z, equals 4, negative 5, and 5. Hopefully this clarified a couple things for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions on using your calculators tomorrow. Please bring a calculator to class on Wednesday, and good luck.